Hi guys, and welcome back to Tournament Treasures. Today we're going to be giving our pitches for some MCU movies.
Okay, so pitch number 1, Sinister Six movie. Looked like they were leading towards it in Amazing Spider-Man.
Most certainly.
Amazing Spider-Man is garbage.
Most certainly.
Tom Holland signed for a 6-movie deal, I believe, at this point. So it looks increasingly likely.
Yeah.
But we've also got who we think should be in it. We've got Doc Ock as the leader. I don't think he can really fit Green Goblin in.
No.
Doc Ock.
We've also got Kingpin as well, which you could argue that he's very bossy in the sense that he might also try and take control.
The way we've kind of set it up is Kingpin is like funding them, so to speak.
He's the one who hires them, pretty much.
Yeah, and Doc Ock goes out. So yeah, in a way, it's like the 5 of them, but Kingpin's behind it. Like that's what we've got set up because bring a new villain in.
Yeah, and essentially we want a Kingpin in a movie.
Yeah, we had him in Daredevil, but Daredevil
was brilliant. Daredevil wasn't brilliant.
It's garbage too. Yeah, and Big Show wants to play Kingpin.
I'd be fine with that.
No disagreements.
Yeah.
He's big.
Kingpin's big.
Makes sense. And then rounding it out, we've got Kraven, who we think is likely to be in the next movie.
Yes.
Scorpion, who was kind of shown in...
At the end of Homecoming, yeah.
Yep. Mysterio, we think he could be alive.
Hope he's alive.
Yeah, alternatively, it could be someone like Shocker.
Yeah.
Making up the numbers.
Could also be Vulture, but I don't think he'll come back because he had his redeeming moment.
I don't think Vulture will go in a villain role.
Yeah.
I think it might make sense if Shocker was in there and Vulture kind of helped Spider-Man. And rounding out is Electro, but we want like comic book Electro. We don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want.
I want proper full-on starfish face Electro.
We don't want blue Jamie Foxx. But yeah, we think that would be fun and yeah, something that it looks like they've tried to build towards a few times.
And it sounds like they're trying to actually do it this time with Tom Holland being on for the 6 movies.
Yeah, so it looks that way, but that's who we would have in it, and we'd love to see it.
Sweet. Cool. So our second pitch would be a XMen movie by the MCU.
I think they're doing it already.
There's
talks.
I've heard talks for a while though as well.
Yeah, I think there's been talks ever since really the MCU got big. Same with Spider-Man until they finally got him. But I'd love to see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine again.
Yes, but I also understand why he wouldn't or why they won't.
I think 20th Century don't want him.
Really?
I think he said he would do it.
If he could come back and he wants to come back, I reckon most certainly Hugh Jackman for Wolverine again.
Even if they want to go in a different direction, I think first movie have him off. Even if they killed him off or something, if Hugh Jackman doesn't want to do it, if he's getting old, whatever it is, I think it would be good to have it because you have people who really are the characters.
Yeah.
Like you got Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr. It's like
they are the same
really
person.
Set.
Yeah.
Like Matthew Lillard as Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo movies. Like it's too real.
Yeah.
And Hugh Jackman as Wolverine's really good, and I think it would be a waste not to have him in the MCU. I don't know who would round out the team. You could really have anyone. There's heaps.
Yeah.
They'd probably look into having new
casts, the new characters, I reckon, yeah.
Because, like they've had in Spider-Man, they don't want to go down the same route, it looks like, so...
They also could do the same sort of treatment like they did with most of the characters in MCU, make their own little spin-offs of them, but with the X-Men, they usually group people, and I understand why they won't.
Yeah, I don't know if some of them are, but I don't think some of them are strong enough.
Yeah.
Like, there's no...
like Pixie. there's an X-Men character called Pixie who's literally she's a pixie. That's it.
That makes sense. I'll take your word for it. Number 3, we want a Mark Ruffalo Hulk movie.
Yes.
Mark Ruffalo as Hulk works.
Yes.
It really works. On paper, it shouldn't work.
No.
The Hulk has 2 aspects to it: Bruce Banner and the Hulk. So he's really scary and intimidating. And he's like really super smart. Mark Ruffalo isn't.
No.
He's not intimidating.
No.
He's if you've seen interviews with him, he's probably not the smartest. But somehow it works, and I love it.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Hulk, but if MCU, like the actual Marvel people, made a Hulk movie, I would see it.
I think Hulk in the MCU movies so far, bar the Hulk movie itself, so Ruffalo's Hulk, has been written really well. I wasn't the fan of Smart Hulk.
No. I hope they get rid of it.
Basically, I don't have a problem with it existing. I just think that could have been the easy movie to make.
Yeah.
In transition from Banner Hulk.
Which they still could.
They could fill in the blanks. But we could also have something like a Maestro situation. That'd be interesting. But I don't know how they'd get it, because he's not a bad guy in the MCU. But Maestro, I don't know.
So, number 4, and this is a personal one for me, most certainly, it is Carnage. I want a Carnage movie. I am the biggest fan, or was the biggest fan of Venom, and then it was Carnage. Like, as a kid it was Venom, and now I love Carnage.
Yeah, I don't know everything there is to know about Carnage. It's more your entry, but if they make a Carnage movie, I don't want anti-hero Venom.
No.
Just give him a movie, but make him a villain.
Yeah.
Let's not sugarcoat it.
No, not at all. Like, I've seen the Venom movie. I like it because I like Venom. If it was any other Marvel character, I reckon it would suck as a movie. They need to make it maybe not full-on like R-rated gore or anything like that. I would love that, but I understand why they wouldn't for the MCU.
It doesn't need to be that.
No,
it needs to be a smarter movie than just rely on blood and guts and look at him, he's ripping people apart. But I don't see it as it should be redeeming in any way.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that was like in the cartoons a lot was it was always Venom versus Carnage. There's a lot of fights between them. I would love to see a proper cinematic fight between those two.
And it looks like they might build to that in Sony.
Yeah.
But Sony,
I don't know how I feel about it.
Is not good.
No.
Some things I guess they're good at.
They've made some good films.
None come to mind.
Yeah.
But they'll come with something.
Regardless, if they do come out with a Carnage movie, I will go see it.
And our final pitch is we want a hero to turn villain. There has been plenty of... I don't know about plenty, I can't remember. But of villains turned hero in the MCU. There's, well, not villains turned hero as such, more redeemed. Say Vulture, for example. So it would be interesting to see a hero go villain. We've seen that plenty of times in the comic books.
And TV shows and everything, pretty much.
Yeah, so just, I don't know who.
The first thing that pops in my mind is, like, I remember that SpiderMan episode where Dr. Ock sort of mind controls Spider-Man, and then a kid ends up saving him in the episode. But I don't reckon I'd want Spider-Man per se.
I think Spider-Man should be the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
But I don't think we should have a mind control trick. I just want, like, full-fledged turn. And I don't know, we could go Hulk into Maestro. I don't see how it plays out.
Would you want them to turn back into good?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Depends on the character.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Hulk could be one to easily ride.
Yeah.
He's spent months in the Gamma Lab. He's Smart Hulk now. I think he could easily ride it. The Gamma's affected his brain and what have you. I don't know who else.
I mean, any of them could really turn. It just sort of depends on how they ride it.
There has to be motive is the main thing, and I don't know what the motive would be. It's a tough one.
Sweet. Well, that's our list of the top 5. Not top 5, but our 5 lists for the...
5 pitches for the MCU.
Thank you. Could not get that out to say myself.
Check out our other videos. Socials in the description. Bye.